Hey there. Welcome to another Wednesday One Shot. I am Curtis, and I'm here with Jesse. Jesse, how you doing today?
I'm doing just dandy, Curtis. How are you tonight?
I am doing beautiful. So, folks, these Wednesday One Shots are kind of our opportunity to just recommend something to you, something that we think is cool and fun and, people should do. So it's not going to be stuff that we're ever critical of or things like that. The one that we're talking about this week, I think is kind of important to both of us. And it's going to conventions. So that's our recommendation is going to conventions. And it really doesn't matter what kind of convention it is that you're looking for. I know there's folks that are into Star Wars and there's Star Wars conventions. There are people that are into cosplay and there's cosplay conventions. There's Joe ones. Obviously the big one for me and Jesse, because we're so into Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions, is LegionsCon. That's in November each year, and that's one that we look forward to in New Jersey. But really, going to a convention in general, it's just a way to kind of hang out with some folks that like the same kind of stuff that you do. Oftentimes it's people that you talk with on the internet on a regular basis. Maybe it's people from all over the country, all over the world even, that you don't normally get to see on a regular basis, but maybe you chat with, and you just get to, kind of hang out, depending on if it's a destination convention, maybe you try some new food, maybe you're visiting a hotel, maybe you get to see some new sites. But more importantly than anything, it's just, being able to hang out with some folks. So, anything on that, Jesse, that you would add as far as benefits to going to conventions?
You kind of hit the nail on the head with all that, other than, it gives you a chance to get out of the house, if that's something you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think you hit all the highlights I would have gone for there. So
yeah. So, and, depending on what part of the country or the world you're in, you may have several conventions near you that you can attend throughout the year. You may have, one or two. You may not have any. You may have to travel for whatever conventions you go to. I know that we've got one coming up next weekend, actually, in Muskegon, Michigan. The con is MuskeCon. And Jesse and I are both going, as well as Matthew Dooch from the Off World, and Brett Stoddard is coming with Jesse. So we're all going to kind of hang out, and I think there is going to be a pretty good Legions presence this year, but there also is several other things. If you're into comics, if you're into Marvel Legends or Star Wars or whatever, there's going to be tons of stuff there. So we wanted to kind of talk about kind of our expectations for MuskeCon and things that we're bringing. So Jesse, what kind of stuff you got cooking for MuskeCon?
Well, I'm bringing we're going to be working the Wolf King table, the Wolf King Customs table for Len. So I've got all the cases of his show pieces that he's got for the shows at this point. So it's all his drawers of 3D printed head and parts that he had at ZoloCon. I'm expecting a box this week to replenish the things that are out that he's sending, and got all the gear to set up the Wolf King table that you and I will be doing with Steve Bisciotti right next to us. I personally am bringing. I'll bring a bunch of the racks, the head rack that I had at ZoloCon that I still have, and I'm trying to get some other things done for that. So by the airing of this on Wednesday, I know this goes live to our members earlier in the week, but for our when this goes live Wednesday, hopefully I will be mostly done and just buttoning some things up on Wednesday night or Thursday night before we leave. Real quick though, if you want to blow me up, I got a couple things right at hand here.
Sure. Let me just switch us over here.
So I don't have the wheels, but if you were at ZoloCon or sold pictures of ZoloCon, there's a wheel and feet set that Len and Nate Armstrong developed for Cosmic Legions, where the feet port right into feet on the wheel. It's drying, otherwise I'd have it over here. But Len was like, hey, paint up that sentry, use the fox head, the Cosmic Fox Kitsune. So did that. and I got a couple of these cool translucent ones that he's developed, or he printed. And I got a little light here. I don't have the little stem lights, but it's probably not going to show up.
Oh, that does right there. That's awesome.
Head.
Light up bug eye. Yeah.
Yeah. So without it, I painted it green, you know, goblin green. So it's not an exact match, but it pretty much matches the Mythic Legions goblins. I think it's built for a 1.0 head, so it would probably work with orcs too. Or you could just put it on a cosmic or whatever. And let me change the color of my little thing here. And then I've got 2 green ones that I painted up to show off. I'll check with Len. I think these will be for sale.
That's awesome.
So that's the green with the dwarf. I painted up kind of Duergar. There it is without the light. And this one I was working on today. It's harder to hold, but it is one of the kind of Mars Attacks invader heads. But I painted the eyes. I left the eyes and then some of the brain. It'll look better when I have like the single peg light in it. But, that's what I got on hand here to show off at the moment.
Beautiful.
And I'll have a bunch of stuff. Hopefully, the parts I'm bringing painted, most of them are going to be to like match existing figures, or that you could just pop onto stuff. So if you get stuff at MuskeCon, if you're new to Mythic Legions, or if you got stuff in the in-stock sale and you're not a painter, and you want, man, I want some different look for my Gold Knights or the Furious Four or whatever, I'll have a couple different options for you on those myself.
Beautiful. Yeah, for me, I've got you know, I'm going to be bringing some He-Man stuff, which I don't have here to show, but some posters that are framed from Simon Saul, which is a kind of a famous He-Man artist, and just some stuff that I used to have around my living room, and now that I'm, you know, all Legions, it just don't have enough room for it. So I'm going to bring some of those, and I'm going to have those priced really well to sell. Getting prints from him, he ships from Germany, I believe, so it can be a little pricey just getting it shipped over and then getting frames and stuff. But like I said, I'm just trying to move it, so I'll have them very, very, you know, cheaply priced, I guess, just to try to move them. I'll probably be bringing some Filmation cells, another thing that I used to kind of collect, but I really haven't had time to really appreciate them lately. And if somebody else is interested, I feel like that's something I could maybe try to move. And then I've got, you know, the star of the show for me is my wife's capes, which, you know, that's all anybody ever wants to talk about when they see me is my wife's capes. But so I've got a few to show here. So Big and myself. Yep. So this is just like a black flannel one, 2-sided black flannel. It's got a,
I'm sorry, did you say flannel?
Yep. Yep. It has got a buttonhole for the pauldrons. I have seen some people use it as a neck hole, put the neck through, which you can, but it's designed you know, for the pauldrons to go in there. We've also got a brown flannel, which you may have seen on the Purple Gang show. I know Mark House-Seal had one on a goblin. Anthony also has one that he was giving me some feedback for a dwarf. So both of these are a little bit shorter capes. They're kind of a dwarf goblin size.
Okay.
This is also that same size, and this is kind of a silky green with black. Ooh. So very nice on any of the Xylonis figures, but once again, this is kind of a dwarf size. But we also have that same one in standard size, so this will work on your 1.0s, 2.0s, and it is the same. It's green silk on one side and black silky on the other, buttonhole at the top. Then we've got the ones that we're calling Purple Magic. So you may have seen this from Purple Gang, but it's like a sparkly purple on the one side. And then it's just a silky purple on the other. This is a dwarf size one. We do have the standard size ones as well. And then there's this other one that we kind of put together as a test one to see how it goes. I'm not sure if people are going to like this or not, but we'll see. It's like pink on the one side, so you probably see that at the top here, and then it's like a kind of, I guess, I don't know if it's showing right on camera, but it's kind of like a burgundy color on the other side, so it's like a burgundy and a pink.
Okay.
So we'll see if people are interested in that one. So those are the capes that we're going to be bringing. You know,
very cool.
This is a one-person operation, so she sews them all by hand. So there's not, you know, hundreds of these. They will be in limited supply, but yeah, if you want a cape and you get there, we will have some to sell until the supplies are gone.
Very cool.
And then I have one more thing.
Oh yeah.
And this is kind of, I put this together yesterday, so Jesse doesn't know about this, but this is what I'm calling the mystery box. All right.
Oh.
And this is going to be on sale at the table. And it has multiple things inside of here. So it's a mystery what it is. I haven't set on a price yet. I'm thinking $40 for the mystery box. And trust me, there is a lot more value in that box than $40. But it is a mystery. You do not know what's going to be in there. So there are several different items, and I hope whoever gets it is happy with it. But yeah, that is it. So some Motu stuff, some capes, and a mystery box.
All right.
On top of the stuff that we're gonna have from Wolf King, which is really, you know, the main reason we're there, to support Wolf King, support the convention and Steven. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. I know there's a Mythic meetup on Friday night, which, you know, there's going to be a lot of us Legions fans hanging out and having a good time.
That plays right into the whole setup you had at the beginning. Like it's a general con, like it's toys, collectibles, comics and stuff. But there is, because there's so many people that are into Mythics that are in the Cabal, which if you're not aware of Mythic Legions Cabal, go check that out on Facebook.
Yep.
If you're into that line. And we're going to meet up and hang out at the venue. We had Pete on our show last Sunday night, shooting the shelf, and we got the whole lowdown on the setup and everything. So yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and it's one of those locations. I love the cons where the show is actually at the hotel, and especially when they have food options available, because then it's like, if you don't want to leave, if you want to, you know, the whole time that you're there at the venue, you could just stay. You don't even have to leave the venue if you don't want to. That's not to say that there aren't amazing sights to see in Muskegon, like the salt piles, and the salt piles. But if you want to stay in the hotel the whole time, you can, and there's going to be other fans there, and you're going to be able to have a good time. So,
very cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of our MuskeCon thing, but really in general, just go to conventions, man. They're fun. Whatever your nerddom is, there's a con out there for it. I guarantee it. So find it and go have some fun.
Absolutely, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% on board with you. Yeah, conventions are fun. Went to Comic-Cons a lot. You know, when I moved back to this area, and then Sean dragged me to Legions Con when I only had like 6 Legions figures, if that. And it literally transformed my life. So not every Toy Con or convention is going to do that for you, but maybe it will. You never know. It's if you're fine socializing, and even if you're not, I know, well, that's a conversation for another time, I think. But if you go and you know you're going to be meeting people there, you can have like a group buffer around you to help with the crowds and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, there's obviously we're getting close to our 15-minute mark that we usually try to cut these off at, but you know, there's obviously pluses and minuses to the internet. But one of the pluses is that you can connect with people from all over the world. So, you know, whatever it is that you are into, if you feel like there's nobody around your area that's into that same thing, I guarantee you there's somebody online that is. Make connections. And that's what this is all about. So hope you've enjoyed this Wednesday one shot. Sorry, scratch that. Wednesday one shot. And
it's okay. You can say it right.
Yeah, we hope to see you at a con, and maybe even MuskeCon. So till next time, see ya.